So it's the 15th meeting of the Regional Consultative Committee on Disaster Management, or the RCC, here on the 15th to 17th of January 2020 in Bangkok, Thailand. The Regional Consultative Committee on Disaster Management, RCC, mechanism established in 2000 seeks to promote the implementation of disaster risk reduction strategies, share experiences and best practices, advance cooperative programs at regional and sub-regional level, and provide guidance to the Asian Disaster Preparedness Center, or ADPC, on its future work and strategies. ADPC serves as the Secretariat to the RCC. Second, on the theme of enhancing regional cooperation and coherence for resilient and inclusive societies, participants of the 15th RCC meeting shared milestones, exchanged experience, discussed challenges, and explored practical approaches and options for achieving Target E of the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction, identified integrated and inclusive solutions to ensure the success of coherence and resilience, and identified means to enhancing the implementation of disaster risk reduction and climate resilience through gender equal and rights-based approaches. 3. Whilst recognizing the continued relevance of the commitments made in the 14th RCC meeting held in Kathmandu, Nepal, the 15th RCC focused on enhancing the regional cooperation on policies and practices, using disaggregated data for effective decision-making and understanding the complexity of DRR in fragile contexts, and promoting approaches for inclusive resilience. We, the delegates from Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Cambodia, People's Republic of China, India, Lao PDR, Maldives, Mongolia, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan, the Philippines, Republic of Korea, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Timor Leste, and Vietnam, and observers of the 15th RCC meeting, reaffirm that A. The RCC recognizes the value of and is committed to promoting inclusive resilience through meaningful participation of women, children, youth, persons with disabilities, indigenous people, and displaced persons. B. The RCC recognizes the importance of public financing and private investments, as well as engagement of the development partners for a sustainable resilience of people and institutions to the threat of disaster and climate change risk. 4. Building on the foregoing, we, the delegates and observers of the 15th RCC meeting, call upon the parties of the UN frameworks, namely the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, and the Paris Climate Agreement, to uphold the commitments so the implementation of inclusive DRR and climate resilience strategy and action plans, both at national and local levels, are not undermined. Commit to effectively integrate gender equality into disaster risk reduction and climate resilience, which requires a comprehensive set of actions that include enabling policies, legislation and accountabilities, resources and capacities, supported with good practices and examples of action. C. Reiterate to engage with and build capacities of national institutions, elected representatives at the national and local levels, media and civil society organizations to implement actions leading to inclusive resilience. And D. Pledge to promote risk-informed development by advocating for the integration of disaster and climate change concern in fiscal policies and frameworks through sharing of good practices and cross-learning. 5. We, the delegates and observers of the 15th RCC meeting, also A. Reaffirm the need for the RCC mechanism outputs to inform other regional platforms, such as the 2020 Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction, by building on its pillars, specifically related to investment in prevention and making infrastructure and systems resilient, and sharing knowledge and innovations. B. Request ADPC as the RCC Secretariat to 1. Actively support the member countries in formulating and revising national and local DRR strategies and plans. 2. Engage with the development partners and mobilize technical and financial support for the RCC member countries to be able to fast-track implementation of actions aimed at achieving resilience. 3. Promote the use of innovations and technologies such as artificial intelligence, big data, blockchain, etc., to enhance and inform prevention and mitigation efforts with a particular focus of applying gender equal and rights-based approaches. 4. Strengthen the capacities and the engagement of local governments, the private sector, and civil society organizations and networks on inclusive preparedness and response in the region. And 5. Facilitate opportunities for learning and exchanging best practices and on resilience data and analytics, decision support systems and guidelines and standards through regular consultation, meetings and learnings. And C. We express our deep appreciation to the excellent arrangement and leadership extended by the Government of Thailand as the host of the 15th RCC meeting, and our gratitude to the Government of Nepal for successfully fulfilling its role as the chair of the 14th RCC meetings.